Hello again, I am Jim Bob and welcome back to F1 Manager 23 Hardcore Series. Tonight we are going to Italy, heading to Monza and still trying to find our first win here at the Temple of Speed. Let's see if we can win round 15. So let's take a look and see if other teams have brought upgrades for this race. We were pretty convincing pace-wise at Zandvoort. Needed a little bit of luck in a couple of places, but we had some pretty solid fighting. And had it not been for Ocon driving like a loon, we could have secured a 1-2. Let's see, has our performance slipped a little bit in the last 4 days? Looks like we have slipped just a little bit. We're now third and third in the cornering, so that's tweaked slightly. Dirty Air's looking very good at 5th. Top speed, I'm not sure if that's changed. We are looking in very good shape. Got a good balance to the car right now. Check what builds we've got. Are we waiting on any new parts to go on the car? I honestly don't remember if we've got anything about to drop. Still waiting on that new suspension. And the new front wing will be ready after Monza in time for Singapore. That'll hopefully give us a really good little boost to our downforce levels, make us very strong in the corners. What is traditionally a very downforce heavy circuit. So let's set some targets for tonight's race. Let's see, Q2, the incentive is just one car in Q2. It's a very easy incentive, so we'll go 2 cars in the top 10 and both cars into Q3. It's definitely going to be a slipstream race tonight. The margins for getting through each session are going to be minuscule, so we are going to have to judge this, just right. Fastest lap is the incentive. We'll try, but we'll go for 2 in the top 8, I think. Finish position. A little bit of a risk because, again, if we have something go wrong, we'll drop so far behind that it might be really hard to get back into the train, which means we could just end up bleeding time, especially if our confidence gets killed as well and we end up just going slower than the cars in front and just dropping further and further back. The likelihood of us ever getting back into a position to fight again, almost non-existent. So yeah, it's a risk around this track, but we'll try. Finish position 1 in the top 15 for 2 races. Once again, it's giving us a very easy incentive for a finish position streak. For the qualifying streak, we are going to go 2 in the top 10 for the next 5 races. That's worth a substantial amount of cash, as you can see. And I think that is everything we need to get done. So let's head to Monza. How you doing, Victor?
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, with the Italian Grand Prix. Welcome to life in the fast lane. We're here at Monza in Italy, the home of Ferrari. But who will take home the points this weekend? At Monza, the aim is clear. Pure acceleration is what the track demands, and every F1 driver is only too happy to submit. Cars that struggle for downforce elsewhere can really come into their own around this gem of a circuit.
Red Bull have outscored their rivals to be at the top of the constructors' table right now. And 15 rounds in, the teams are still fighting hard for every last point.
So, without further ado, let's get started.
Still feels a little weird to see the number 33 back on Max's car, but I like it. Right. It is an ATA weekend, so that will make qualifying a bit more interesting. Let's get some setups onto these cars and get them out onto the track. We'll start with a 1, a 9, a 1.9, a 3.05 and a 1. That is just on the edge of the straights. That's going to be very tight. Hopefully that'll work. Let's see. Monza is 19 laps for a day 1 run. And let's swap out some parts. Going to be putting the last remaining new engine into Isaac's car for this Grand Prix, but only this Grand Prix. We'll go back to the other one after this for a bit. Can just about squeeze a bit more life out of that ERS, I think. Gearbox, it's going to have to be that one. Right, Behrman. We're going to go a little bit different here. We're going to go with a... Well, let's get the engine stuff done first. So let's go with that engine. Going to run the 88% engine for Ollie tonight. That should still be good enough. Just trying to wring everything out of those parts there. So we're going to go with a slightly higher downforce setting. Going to go with a 2.5. And a 9. Again, a 1.9. Again, we're right on the edge, on the straights there. It's very, very tight. We'll go with a 2.95 and a 1. And let's see if either of these setups works. So this is kind of something of a home race for this team, given that they have an Italian title sponsor. Of course, that's all set to change. And I do wonder as well, thinking about it, with Audi coming in 2026, could we see a German track back on the calendar in the next couple of years? Maybe the Nürburgring or Hockenheim? That would be very interesting. I wouldn't mind seeing the Nürburgring back. I don't think Hockenheim would suit the cars in their current iteration. these things are definitely possible. I mean, we are going to Madrid in, what, 2026? Still don't know if that's going to replace Barcelona. I can't imagine they're going to go up to a 25 Grand Prix season. I still remember when they were saying that 19 Grand Prix were too many in a season. And look at us now on 24 this year. 23 last year. I mean, maybe we are going to hit 25. Who knows? Let's check that feedback. See what our drivers think. 92 and 95, so a little bit of work to do, but nothing too substantial. No major changes needed, just small tweaks. Let's start by tweaking Isaac's car. Right, so we need to increase the front wing a little bit. So let's take this up to a 2. Let's go 2919 3.0 and a 1. That might work. We'll try it. Here comes Behrman. Okay, so we just need to find a little bit of a tweak on the camber and then correct the toe to balance that out. Maybe tweak the front wing slightly as well. So if we push that up to a 3.1, pull the front wing back to a 2. No, that's not going to work. So let's go the opposite direction. Let's go like that. Bring that back to there. And let's try that. Good evening, Mr. Water. How are you tonight? For those of you who are a bit mad about Helldivers like me, then you're probably already aware, but if not, the new Warbond goes live on Thursday. Looking forward to that, the Polar Patriots pack. Interesting new guns, cool new armor sets, and a very, very good looking perk as well. And today is the first day of the new PlayStation Plus games. So if you haven't already added the previous patch, it's too late. You had until about midday this morning. Those are now refreshed. So we've got EA Sports FC24, or whatever they're calling it now. The new FIFA game, effectively. We've got Tunic, which looks a lot of fun. And Ghost Runner 2, which I was quite surprised to see, because that isn't that old. I think it's only about 6 months old. So that is a welcome addition. Definitely looking forward to playing some Tunic. And I downloaded Planet Coaster last night. It's on sale until midnight tonight, I think. And the game itself on its own, $3.99. There is a deluxe edition, which is, or a complete edition, I'm not sure what they called it, which is the one I went for, which was about either 11 or 13 pound. I think it was 13 pound and 5 pence, and that comes with a ton of DLC packs, basically all of them except for the Ghostbusters pack. So if you are interested in Planet Coaster and you just want to try the game, it's only £4. If you are definitely going to want to play it and you want to get the DLCs on the cheap as well, or if you already own a copy but you don't have the DLCs and you want to get the DLCs, maybe see if you can buy the Ultimate Edition or whatever it's called, the Complete Edition, and you'll get all of the DLCs except the Ghostbuster pack for £13, when they're normally like £1 each. So you've only got a few hours left on that. Yeah, that goes off sale at midnight tonight, I think. 99% for Isaac. We just need to tweak that toe once, and that's good. We just need to find 3% for Ollie. So a very good first practice session there. Evening, Adrian. Yes, was a good win last night. It's a shame we couldn't have made it a 1-2 had we not been tagged by Ocon. Then I think Isaac would have had second place as well. But still chasing that elusive first win here at Monza. See if we can get that tonight. That would be nice. Which way do I go? Which way do I go? Do I go that way? Because it was at 2.9 earlier, I think. Or was it? Yeah, it was. No. This was our 2.5. It was at 2.95. So let's try the 2.9 then. Push that back up to a 1. We may break the traction. We may possibly break the oversteer. If that happens, we'll take it from a 2.9 to a 2.8 instead and rebalance that way. Car parts should make it through this session. The gearbox might be a little ropey for the next one, but it'll make it through this one. ERS will be fine for the next 2 sessions. Let's bump the fuel up to 28 laps. Get a nice long run. Same here. And we'll send them straight out. Car part knowledge up to 96% now, so that will be at 100 by the end of practice. Probably by the end of this session, actually. And then, of course, we've got 2 new parts going on the car at the next Grand Prix, with that suspension and front wing. Really hoping we're going to be able to come back to Monza with Ferrari next season. If we don't get the win tonight, but we can join Ferrari, I would be desperate to get the win at Monza, our first win at Monza next season. Winning in front of the Tifosi with the Scuderia would be something very special. Of course, we don't know what the driver lineup's going to be. Stroll is out of contract at the end of this season, might not get renewed.
Are you happy with the car?
They might hire somebody else.
Happy to stay like this? Yeah, copy that.
They might renew him on a ridiculously long contract. I really hope that's not the case. If they do renew him, I hope it's only for 1 season, because then we can afford to get rid of him. There we go. That is the 100% there, and we've gone backwards with Behrman, as I did wonder we might do. And again, we can make those tweaks and corrections. Still got time to suss that one out. Okay, let's have a look at making those changes to Behrman. We did break the front wing. So let's go to a 2.8 because we still haven't found where we need on the traction. Sorry, on the cornering. So we'll go that way. Let's bring that back to there. That'll correct the oversteer value and hopefully will fix the traction and give us the cornering value that we need as well. We'll find out in the next session. Evening, Dino. Wow, Leclerc's looking slow. Why is that? Let's do a little bit of investigative journalism at the end of this session. Let's take a look at data view and see if we can figure out what everyone's doing engine-wise. As we can clearly see, Max and Mick and Oscar are looking pretty quick. Stroll's been up there as well. But I'm surprised to see Leclerc all the way down there. And I can't see any major reason why he would be unless he's running an older engine. Even on the medium tyres, he should still be quicker than people like Belajac and Albon. Do younger staff develop quicker like younger drivers? I think so. Not 100% certain, but I think so. Because we hired, when we were at AlphaTauri, we hired Ben Michel as race engineer for Oscar, and we hired Josh Peckett as race engineer for Mick, and we put them both on the same training program. And Josh came in with a lower stat in the confidence boosting stat, and he hit 99 or 100 way before Ben did. So I think so, because Ben's in his 50s, Josh was in his 30s. So I'm not 100% certain, but I do believe so. But again, I think it also helps to have the staff training facility up at a high level quickly for that as well. Right, we're going to go with medium tyres again. It's an ATA weekend, so we've got plenty of medium tyres. We've only got the 3 sets of soft tyres to get us through qualifying and the race. Actually, we'll get that one given to us, I think. But we might have to give back a set of softs, I'm not sure. Hopefully we won't. But I want to keep a good selection of tyres available. It is traditionally a one-stop race, but it's always nice to have spare tyres just in case you get a VSC or a safety car. That allows you to make some quick changes. We'll go with 25 laps of fuel. on both cars. Let's just check that gearbox on Ollie's car, see if it'll get through the session. Isaac's car will be okay. No, that gearbox will not get through the session. So we'll have to go with that one. Okay, feedback is getting close. We're already sorted for feedback with Isaac, but it is Ollie that we do need to find that little bit of extra performance. I am curious as if there's going to be a new way to set cars up in the new game. Let's have a look. Did we get it? Yes, we got it. There we go, 100%. So, we just need to get their track knowledge up to 100 now. That ERS is fine. It's going to last. Oh, we didn't look at data view. Let's do it when we finish this session. Well, actually, we'll do it when our cars come in. Everyone's run now. Okay, let's get Behrman in. Another lap for Isaac. There we go. And let's take a look. So, Russell's looking pretty good. Stroll with a brand new engine. He'll be fine. Norris, ropey gearbox and a ropey engine. Gearbox will hurt him more than the engine. Ocon's gearbox will probably go at some point during the Grand Prix. Max is looking good. Leclerc is running with an underpowered engine. Belajax is fine. Joe's fine, if not down on the power a little bit. Sainz looking potentially very quick. May have some gearbox issues by the end of the Grand Prix. Tsunoda's engine's just ticked over. Magnussen's got a weak engine. Giovinazzi's got a fairly new engine. He's going to be good. Maloney is looking very good. So for Porsche, Schumacher's gearbox is playing up. That's going to hurt him, especially around this track. That's really going to hurt him. And Oscar is looking okay, if not slightly underpowered. Albon is running new everything. Gasly is okay. All right, interesting. And that is practice done and dusted. So Alex Albon has that 3-place penalty for his crash where he took out his teammate in the last Grand Prix. Apart from that, everyone is as they were. Both of our drivers are going to have 100% starting confidence, which is excellent news. So let's get ready for qualifying.
Now it's time to see who'll come out on top as qualifying gets underway.
This weekend, we're running on alternative tyre allocation rules, meaning teams will be constrained by the tyre compounds they can use for each period of qualifying. Well, their teammate is outperforming them a little right now, so they'll be looking to close that gap. They must be feeling the pressure, but they can't let it get to them.
Strap yourselves in. This is Formula One.
Okay, new parts required. So best engine and best ERS, and that gearbox will be fine. Right, we are going 2 flying laps with a cool down. Hopefully we don't hit traffic. That engine will be fine. That ERS. And that gearbox. And once again, 2 flying laps of fuel. Let's send them out. Now that's interesting. We're going out behind Joe. So both of our drivers will get a slipstream here. Might not need to switch them over. If anything, Hajar might not be close enough to get the full benefit from Behrman by the end of the lap. Behrman's definitely close to Joe, so he might pull away from Isaac. We shall see how it goes. Everyone will be running the hards in this session. ATA rules are in application. Red Bull just leaving the first chicane. That is Verstappen. We've got Porsche just a little bit ahead of him. Going to beat the Ferrari out comfortably. That's not going to be an issue. I don't think we'll catch Porsche. We may catch Max towards the end of the lap. If we do, hopefully we don't catch him in a dodgy place. Now you can see just how close Behrman is already and how far away Isaac is. So I think we'll leave them in this order so that Isaac gets a better slipstream on the next run. We did get a little bit of a lift there as Max got in the way of Zhou. There we go, across the line. We are first and second right now. Hajar getting horribly held up. Evening, Baron. Not Hajar, sorry, Zhou getting horribly held up. Hopefully Isaac here will be able to get a good slipstream on this next round, this next run round. He's still a bit of a distance away. Zhou should pull out of the way on the run up to Parabolica. At least I hope he does. I'm not expecting Ollie to improve, but I am hoping that Isaac will. What time is Max going to set? Completely unimpeded on his lap. And he is slower than Porsche. So Zhou should pull out of the way for us now. There he goes. We're a little bit far away. So we're going to take manual control of Behrman and we're going to turn off his battery. This will allow Hajar to close right up through Curva Grande, and then again coming out of the chicane as well into the Lesmos. And now the run to Ascari. Now we'll turn the battery back on. And there we go. We have improved Isaac's time. That should hopefully be enough to get us through this session. Let's see who is on track at the moment. Charles Leclerc is setting a flying lap. Let's have a look at him. Wasn't looking amazingly quick in practice. His engine is a little ropey. No one else on a flying lap right now. Apart from Albon just starting his flying lap as he goes around Parabolica. And Leclerc is only 8th. Alright, let's check in with Albon, who is not looking great in terms of car parts, I believe, and has that 3-place penalty as well, don't forget, for taking out Gasly. we're going to try and sit the rest of this session out. I don't think we'll get any big improvement, or any improvement for that matter, and we should have a comfortable enough margin. Looking at the initial pace of some of these other cars. Yeah, it doesn't matter if we top the timing sheets or not, as long as we just get in that top 15. Keep the mileage to a minimum. Albon goes 10th, a second off the pace, as we've got a little flurry of activity there. Russell is coming out the chicane. There's Norris behind him. And there's Ocon, and we've got Piastri and Schumacher leaving the pits as well. So a whole flurry of cars all about to start their first flying lap. We'll ride with Piastri. That is Albon behind him. Albon will obviously not go with them and peel off into the pits after the parabolica. But Ocon in front will definitely give a bit of a slipstream here to Oscar. Who do I think's been the worst driver this season? I know the question was for Mr. Water, but I'll answer it as well. I don't think it's K-Mag. K-Mag has done that deliberately. I think you've got to look at Sargent and Stroll as the worst. Sargent for obvious reasons, but also Stroll because he is now entering veteran stage of Formula One. He's had a long run in Formula One now, what, 7 years? And he still isn't any good. If anything, he's got worse. Right, Oscar's coming up to the line. We've got a whole flurry of cars. Here comes Russell. Russell goes 5th. Norris goes 11th. Ocon 4th. And Oscar goes 3rd. So Oscar is definitely going to be a threat. Ocon is also looking quick again. Schumacher coming up to set his first time. His car's looking a little rough. He's good enough for 7th. But he has a dodgy gearbox tonight, so that is going to hurt him more and more as the race progresses. And we'll speed time up now. See who's going to get knocked out. Okay, so Norris is definitely at risk. Joe is at risk. Sainz And Albon looking to improve. Albon may possibly have been held up by Gasly a little bit coming out of Ascari there. Evening, Zeus. And Albon fails to improve. He is out. There's Sainz. Norris. Joe's just starting his flying lap, so we'll take a look at Sainz. Everyone from Schumacher down is on a flying lap right now, apart from Albon and Magnussen. Sainz improves to 12th. It's now Tsunoda, Norris and Zhou that are looking to improve. Where's Belajax? Belajax is there. Doesn't improve. Norris is up to 10th, so Belajax is out. Tsunoda tucked up behind Zhou. So Zhou needs a good lap because he's not going to get any favours here. Tsunoda's going to get a really big slipstream, so Tsunoda's probably safe. Zhou needs to find at least 0.6 of a second here and doesn't. He's out. And Tsunoda comfortably through in 9th. We already know Albon is out, so there you go. We're saying goodbye to Carlos Sainz, Belajax, Zhou, Albon and Magnussen at the end of Q1. Okay, Q2, and we're on to the mediums. Once again, we will go with 2 flying laps and try and switch the position. And again, I'm going to see if I can wait for another car to go through. And there we go, it's a Ferrari. And it's the quicker of the 2 Ferraris as well, in Stroll.
Work as much as you can on brakes and tires. Copy.
Evening, Anthony. Where are you racing tonight? I would 1 stop it with Lando, 2 stop it with Oscar.
Clear ahead. let's get going.
Right, we are a little far off the Ferrari, unfortunately. Didn't quite get out quickly enough. And we have got traffic. We've got both of the McLarens in the way. That could actually work in our favour slightly, depending on whether or not Stroll gets held up by a McLaren to back him into us. As long as our drivers get through without being held. And I think Isaac might have been held a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Isaac's lap's ruined. So neither driver's going to set a stellar time here. We'll leave them in the same order and hope that we can improve on the next run. And we have got those McLarens about to come through and move us out of the way. There's the second one. And now we've got a Haas coming through as well. This could break our cars up. And it has done. So we may have just held up Maloney a little bit. Oh, he got a nice little slipstream in the end. He went top. So both of our drivers are going to have to run in clear air here. No slipstream benefit. That's not ideal, which means we do risk going out if we can't find a good slipstream run for the final run. I don't think I'm going to have another set of mediums to play about with. Is Ollie going to get held up by the McLaren? Shouldn't do. And doesn't. What about Isaac? Isaac is fine. Both drivers are improving. In fact, Isaac went purple in the middle sector. That's good. Maybe we can do enough on this run. But I might send them out for a single slipstream run later anyway. Behrman comes up to the line. Goes second, just behind Max. And Isaac now goes second. I think we might be safe with those times. confidence is up there. Let's speed time up a bit. Both of Ferraris looking vulnerable. I'm going to stay in the garage, I think. I'll take a risk. Because I don't think we're going to get pushed out of the top 10. We'll probably get dropped down a couple of places, but I don't think we'll get kicked out of the top 10 here. I'm going to focus on the Ferraris, given that this is Monza and our potential destination next season. And Russell finds something. Stroll is giving a slipstream to both Porsche and Piastri. And is too far behind Verstappen to get a slipstream from him. And Leclerc is tucked up behind one of the McLarens. I'm not sure which one. It's Ocon. No, that's an in-lap. So Leclerc running in clear air here. All right, can Russell find an improvement? Norris is out. Russell moves up to 7th. Will that be enough? There is Porsche and Piastri behind Stroll. Max rounding the parabolica, see if he can improve his time. He does, not by much. Stroll just gets through. Porsche immediately pushes him down a spot. Piastri moves up to 2nd. It's down to Charles Leclerc. Charles Leclerc could knock out Stroll here, or he could be eliminated himself. And he's out. Leclerc is out in 11th place. So both Ferraris have just scraped through. Okay, so one flying lap. Do I go with 2? I'm going to go with 2, and then we'll do an extra flying lap on a set of new tyres at the end. Once again, I'm going to see if I can get a slipstream off someone. I'm going to try and get out behind Ocon here. Hope we're close enough, I'm not sure. Isaac's going to be taking the lead on this run, and we can switch him over if we need to.
Okay, mate, just try to work as much as you can on tires. As much as you can on tires.
Yeah, understood.
We are a little far off the back of Ocon. Behrman very close. Got a Haas popping out in front. The Ferrari might be an issue. It's Russell. Piastri won't be an issue. We're not going to catch him.
Clear ahead.
The Haas will definitely be an issue.
Go.
And Maloney. Is it Maloney? Yeah, Porsche is just leaving the pits now, so it's Maloney in front of us. Right. Maloney gets out of the way. Jar was quicker than Ocon through the first sector. And he's too far away to get the full slipstream, if any slipstream. He was slower than Ocon in the middle sector. Probably be slower in the final sector as well. That McLaren is very fast at top speed. So Behrman currently on top. Jar about half a second or so behind, nearly 6 seconds, 6 tenths. And now hopefully when Maloney comes through, he'll close our cars back up a bit so that Hajar will really get a proper slipstream off Behrman, because he's a little far off at the moment. We are quicker than Piastri again. The slipstream has done its job. Evening, Golden. There goes Maloney. Still not quite close enough. So again, getting pulled over, damn it.
Could be a bit of traffic there. Have a good one.
We will turn off the battery. We're a long way off. I don't know if that's going to be enough. No, let's not turn the battery off. Let's just go for it. Because the gap is really big. And then we'll just make sure that Hajar gets a proper slipstream run on the new tyres. I doubt Behrman's going to improve without a tow here. But you never know. Hajar should improve, as long as he doesn't hit traffic. And he's up in the middle. And Hajar does improve, moves up to 4th, found an extra 10th. All right, so we're going to have time for one flying run. Get those cars turned over. And now we just got to pick that moment. If we go too soon, then we might hit traffic. If we go too late, then we'll be the traffic that will then get held up on our own flying laps. Right, so Ferrari's gone. We've got which Ferrari's that? That's Stroll. Yeah, we want to try and get out in front of Stroll. Behind Stroll, sorry. There we go. Isaac is perfectly positioned behind Behrman. Now we have got Ocon coming through. He's probably going to move us out of the way. That does risk hurting Behrman's slipstream, but Behrman's already 3/10 clear, so if that happens, it's not too bad. As long as we can keep Isaac tucked up behind Behrman, we give ourselves a good chance of getting a 1-2. Rocking out that front row. I suppose I could have waited and tucked out behind Verstappen. So this is crucial. Behrman's going to give a slipstream to the Ferrari. That's frustrating. Stay out of the way, thank you. No improvement. Well, penalty points for Behrman. No improvement for Hajar. Behrman hangs on to pole. Pourchaire has improved up to second. Can Piastri take pole position? No, he can't. He stays third. Ocon goes... No, sorry, Max goes up to fourth. What about Maloney? Improves to sixth above Isaac. So, first and seventh.
The teams are making their final preparations down in the pit lane, ahead of today's race.
Monza has seen some incredible moments in the past. Pierre Gasly's unexpected 2020 victory reminded us of how wonderfully unpredictable this sport can be.
So, Karun, how do you think the Alfa Romeo driver is going to be feeling going into this race?
You know what, Crofty? They're performing well above what's been expected of them so far. All in all, not a bad place to be.
Well, this is going to be one thrilling Italian Grand Prix, and we're nearly ready to kick things off.
So we have achieved what we needed to with the sponsors in terms of qualifying. I'm not going to go for the guarantee, even though I think I can probably move Isaac up a place or two, because I'm not convinced I can hold on to the win with Ollie. We haven't won yet at Monza. Strategy-wise, I am going to go medium to soft. I am going to try and protect the tyres a little bit, but not too much. I don't really want to have to protect the softs to, stretch the mediums too long, because then I risk having to make up too much ground. So we may go for a very aggressive undercut. We may just hammer the tyres towards the end of the stint and go for an undercut, and then be a little bit more gentle with the soft tyres. We'll see how that goes. We are going to have to push the tyres off the start. I'm going to have to push fuel. I am going to put 2 extra laps of fuel in the car, because we have to push those braking zones. And then we'll try and ease back on the battery fairly quickly. Calm the tyres down a bit, and then just leave the fuel burning. Hey, Paul. Right, let's send them to the grid for the Italian Grand Prix.
All 10 teams are now getting set up as the drivers prepare to face the 53 laps of the Italian Grand Prix. The Alfa Romeo driver knows this could be a good chance to prove themselves.
They've got a fantastic opportunity starting on pole, but can they carry it through to the end?
But there's no more time left. We've got a race on our hands. Here we go. It's the Italian Grand Prix. It's lights out.
All right, I'm seeing a few cars on softs at the start. That means we might get jumped, especially by Porsche. And possibly by Max as well. He's going to have the inside line through Curva Grande. And we are going to tuck in behind him, by the look of it.
Get on with it.
So down a couple of places there. We're going to go into rarely defend. It's a risk, but I don't want to lose time trying to defend. I'll just stick to the racing line. If we can hold the position, we can. If we can't, we can't. But I want to stay tucked up if I can. The jar has gained a place off the line. That's good. Up in front of Maloney. So who's on what tyres? A lot of people on the softs. Got to be wary of the front two scampering away on those soft tyres. You can already see we're coming under pressure from Piastri and Ocon, also on softs, and they're opening up a little bit of a gap to Isaac. Fingers crossed we can stay in range. I have to burn all of my battery here at the start in these opening couple of laps, just to make sure I stay in battery range, although I can ease off here with Behrman. Not going to ease the tyres off though, can't take that risk. Isaac's closing back up again, so we can now ease his battery down. Just need to maintain the gaps. Stay in DRS range. If we can drop Maloney, that would be a nice little added bonus. I don't know if we'll be able to do that. I see Behrman is again at risk of being dropped, so I'll have to use the battery again now. And we will push the tyres flat out for this next half a lap until we can get through to the Ascari DRS zone out of the second Lesmo. Just to make sure we don't lose those front two. If we lose the front two, we might be in trouble. Evening, Army. Max and Porsche squabbling. Behrman is so close to getting back into the DRS. Don't think he's going to make it. Jar actually looking like he might get an overtake here on Esteban Ocon. But he's going to be out of battery. We are going to dial him down in a second. Behrman is out of range. It's going to be easy pickings here for Piastri by the look of it. Hajar is so close. I think he's just got the DRS. Yes, he did. Okay, excellent stuff. Right. We can't hold back Piastri. Don't have the pace without battery, but hopefully Piastri will close the gap in front of us. and bring us along with him. Running 4th and 5th, so we've gained 2 places with Isaac, we've lost 3 places with Ollie. But we are in decent shape. Oscar is trying to close that gap. And there should come a point where the mediums will be quicker than the softs in front. So if we can stay close while they're quick, protect the tyre a little bit, we can then be quite aggressive with the tyre to break away from them and try and stretch the position. Can we hold off Ocon? He's on softs, he's got the inside line. Might sneak through. We are fending him off just about. And now he's going to have the slipstream, so he'll complete that move, I think. Behrman actually gets in front briefly on Oscar. Yeah, and we tucked in behind. Trying to give Piastri a little bit of breathing room, if I can, to let him try and hunt down the cars in front. If I keep putting him under pressure, then he's going to drive defensively, and that's going to slow him down, and it's going to allow the front two to break away a little bit. Ocon's got a run on us now. Not ideal. Going to lose another place, but I want to get that battery topped up, and I really want to ease off the pressure on the tyres. Maybe having 2 soft tyre cars in front will allow them to daisy chain their way back up to the front 2, like this. But maybe it's not a bad thing that we let Ocon through there. Don't want to let Mick through as well, though. And they see Ocon has already almost closed that gap. Oscar just managed to hang on to the DRS, so that'll close him back up. Maybe. Ocon's joined that group. Piastri is almost in range. So we have kind of reeled in the front 2 again. gap is certainly a lot less than the 2 seconds or so that it was. And again, Oscar pushing those tyres so hard. We may need to slingshot our way past him onto Ocon. Oh, that's a crash. I heard the thunk. And it's a red flag. Oh, now this makes things very interesting because we now get to change our strategy completely. Everyone's going to get to change their tyres. So we are now going from a medium to soft to a soft to soft. There we go. Again, we will need to look after those softs a little bit, but we will now have more grip and more pace for the rest of this Grand Prix. We're also going to have a lot of spare fuel as well. But that is our strategy. So, what caused the red flag? Ah, there we go. Albon has hit somebody again. This time he's hit Show. Magnussen's gone into the back of Albon. Maybe it was Magnussen who caused the crash by hitting Albon into Zhou. Let's see what happened with the replay. So that could be at least one retirement, if not two. Oh, no, no. It was a crash in front of him that slowed everybody down and Albon just couldn't brake in time. Albon and Zhou are out by the look of it. I don't know if anyone else is out.
From the team watching on the monitors.
Okay, I'm going to go with those tyres actually on this stint. There we go. Yeah, Magnussen's still in the race.
Here we go once more. The track is ready.
Oh, look at that. Everyone in front of us is on hard tyres now. But almost I think nearly everybody's on hard tyres. There's Albon picking up another penalty. Tsunoda and Magnussen are on mediums. Everyone else is on hards. They're going to have to stop again. Oh, no, did not mean to do that. There we are. We're very much tucked in here. While these two going side by side, there's nothing we can do. So we might have to wait until DRS kicks in before we can start making forward plans. Or maybe we can actually get alongside Piastri here with Behrman. We can. And despite our tyres being in the lower pace setting, the extra grip of the soft against the medium, against the hard, evident there, going through the parabolica. You can see how much more cornering speed we've got as we close that gap through Curva Grande. And we're Not even trying at the moment.
So let's pick up the pace.
There we go. Through on Ocon, hopefully. We're definitely through on Piastri. Excellent stuff.
Insane.
Excellent stuff. Get into the DRS of Porsche. And up the inside of Ocon with Isaac as well. There we go, Behrman is in range, so let's go into top-up mode. Let's go into full harvest mode again. Now we'll go into harvest with Isaac. So we're below the tyre wear line because we're running the scrub tyres, not new tyres, on this stint. Means we will have more rubber to play about with on the second stint. And if we can keep our pace looking like this, we'll be on the tyre line very soon anyway. So that red flag has worked out very nicely for us because we were one of the few cars starting on the mediums. You can see Behrman is all over the back of the front too. Let's really calm those tyres down. We continue to burn off that fuel. And I am now liking our chances. Just going to stay tucked up for another couple of laps and then we're just going to bolt. See if we can break away and then pull away. So we are going to need to get ourselves in a position where we're into second place. So we've got to get past one of these two cars in front, so that when we do go for the bolt, we haven't got to fight past two cars side by side like this. We've only got to get one, and we can just storm past him in DRS. This might be an opportunity if we can follow Max through. Nope.
I'm trying to go faster.
And this is where I'm going to try and bolt. So we can dive up the inside here. Ah, not quite, damn it. Come on, give me the room, give me the room, give me the room. Ah, you bastards. All right, we've got the move done on Max. So we're into second place, which is where we needed to be. Oh, I think Hajar just managed to sneak through there. Oh, almost managed to sneak through on Max. And now we're going to try again. Oh, contact. No damage. I haven't checked tyres yet.
At turn one.
Porsche turning in on us.
Here. And there, the cars make contact.
Sticking his nose in there where he didn't have the right.
And it looks as though
Please don't give us a penalty.
For Lance Stroll.
What's Stroll got to do with this? But we've got a 2-second gap. We have damaged the tyres a little bit. No penalties. But I wanted to see. There we go. That's the dive down the inside I wanted. So now we've got a whole straight to pull away. I think Porsche is pushing as well, trying to hang on. I'm not sure we can actually drop him here. Almost. Almost got him. And we got the DRS, which is what we needed to get. And that will now help us to break away. Right, please don't let him close up. I think he got back in. He did. Damn it. All right, so we're going to have to rebuild those batteries again. Porsche has broken away with us, but we've left Max behind. We've got a yellow flag. That is a Williams off at Ascari. That's Giovinazzi.
So this is what happened. It was the Williams driver we see there. All good at this point. And there goes the steering. And they ended up their own passenger.
All right, so we have kind of helped Porsche out a little bit here, but we've broken away from Max, who is coming under pressure from Ocon. If we can get the battery built up quickly enough, we can try and break away from Teo again. But that might be tricky. At the very least, we've certainly got the pace to stay ahead of the chasing pack, even if we can't drop Porsche. Fastest lap might not be viable tonight if those hard tyres decide to go onto softs later in the race. They might go quite late. Wouldn't be at all surprised if one or two cars think about going all the way to the end. Looking at Charles Leclerc in particular, on 84% on those hard tyres. And in 13th place. And the Williams drivers and Norris in particular are now completely screwed because they are so far off the back that it's unlikely they are going to be able to get back into contention for anything without a safety car or a red flag to close that field back up again. There are definitely some gaps starting to open up. It looks like Max is upping his pace a little bit. in that fight with Ocon. The gap's down to 1.5 seconds. It was 2 seconds a couple of laps ago. And that's another couple of tenths taken. Let's give Isaac a little bit more tyre. Thought Max to close the DRS gap up again. Another yellow flag. That is a problem for a Ferrari at the second chicane. Russell has locked up.
It was George Russell involved. Things were all right here. Well, you can see
just about hanging on to the points, then locking up, and that's dropped him down a huge number of places.
Try to pick up a bit more pace.
We'll switch the drivers over. Ah, damn it, Porsche. Yeah, Porsche's got through. Damn it.
Copy.
Max and Ocon still squabbling away side by side. Right, tyre wear is almost where it needs to be for us to turn these tyres up permanently.
Okay, we need to push a bit more. Copy.
In fact, Behrman has just been dropped. Give him a little bit of beans. Yeah, Porsche is pushing hard. We are keeping the gap behind us stable at around 1.3 seconds at the moment. Porsche is definitely going for it. 122.2. And that's another yellow flag. At the chicane, it's a crash. And is that another Ferrari involved?
That's not looking good for Charles Leclerc. Let's see what happened.
No, it's Leclerc.
And it was involving Leclerc this time.
Under pressure from one of the Alpines, and the other one also has a little bit of contact on the exit of the corner there as well. Bit of argy-bargy going on there. Porsche has really pushed those tyres hard. Look at them, down to 63%. That's a 10-second penalty for Leclerc. So he did hit both of the Alpines there. One on the entrance of the chicane, one on the exit of the chicane. And an already difficult afternoon for the Monegasque has now become even worse. As we are starting to close in on Teo now that his pace has dropped off a bit. Another yellow flag. It's just all go here.
And here we've got a yellow flag.
Who's hit who this time? It's the two Williams drivers who are so far off the pace. We'll cede the position there. Let Hajar go pushing through. We're almost back on Teo. We can probably box around lap 31, 32, so we're only a couple of laps away from our pit stops here. Time to get those batteries fully charged up, ready for the pit stops. And there is the spare fuel burnt off. Make sure Porsche doesn't try and bolt away again.
we need to start getting a little bit quicker.
Yeah, copy.
Pit stop window is fast approaching. So Maloney's boxed, he's put on new tyres. Everyone else is going to have to stop again. It's just a question of when and what tyres they go onto. I can imagine some are going to go for softs. We might see a few drivers go onto mediums. Max have been scrapping all the way since the restart. They still haven't given up. The Ashbury's dropped down to 8th. I'm surprised by that. Yeah, look at the difference in Porsche's tyres against Max and Ocon. They've been fighting, but they've been looking after the tyres. Porsche has been absolutely shredding his. Sainz as well, look at that, 20% down in tyre wear against Gasly. He's 4 seconds ahead of him. It's nice to see some variation in the wear rate. We never really got that in the first game. Tyres would wear pretty much identical rates across the whole grid. Little fluctuation here and there, but by and large they all wore at pretty much the same rate. We'd see very different styles this time round as Behrman tries for a cheeky overtake there. And that's going to open the door for Max, so we are going to box Ollie.
So let's pick up the pace.
This lap. And we'll box Isaac on the next one.
Okay, box.
Copy, box.
So can we get a good stop? As Sainz gets past Leclerc. Leclerc had briefly moved up ahead of Sainz.
We're driving to the box.
Yeah, copy that.
Oh, look at that. It's a 2.875. That's our new personal best. We are finally starting to see some progress with our pit crew. So Behrman 4.5 seconds ahead of Giovinazzi, 9.5 seconds off the back of the Leclerc train. Can we get another good stop with Isaac? Not quite. Where will this bring him out? In front or behind Ollie? Should be behind. But they'll be close. And we'll be very close. Oh, I thought there was going to be contact for a second then. It looked so dangerous from that angle. There we go. So, Max and Pourchaire are now fighting for the lead. They have just about dropped Ocon.
I need to overpush it.
Copy.
Go for the fastest lap here. Ah. So the current fastest lap is 1:21.4. Russell boxes. It's a 1:20.7. I don't think that will be good enough to hold on to the fastest lap. See, we are 21.5 seconds behind Max. We should be coming out in front. I mean, we're lapping 2 to 3 seconds a lap quicker. It is quite a slow exit onto the pit lane because it is that long straight out of the pit lane itself. Laps to go, sitting in 8th. Well, fingers crossed for you, Anthony. Yeah, you see we're lapping about 2 seconds a lap quicker than the front runners right now. And we are steaming up onto the back of the cars in front. And the Alfa train just moves straight past the Ferrari. Hajar finally completes the move. Next up, Yuki Tsunoda. And Magnussen has an issue in his pit stop.
Pitting. Well, hang on, there's
Yep.
an issue with the rear left tyre.
Dodgy rear left. Luckily, it happened on a wing change pit stop, so he didn't lose too much time. And that is the front of the Leclerc train in front of us. Belajak now leading this little train. Leclerc still has that 10-second penalty to be added onto his pit stop, and he's going to be making it soon. There goes Tsunoda. That's one less car to fight through. Stroll goes into the pits as well.
I'm trying to go faster.
And I'm not overly stressing the tyres because I know that some cars are going to be insanely quick when they do stop. And I want to make sure I've still got some rubber to fight with later in the race when they inevitably come steaming up to the back of us. Now is Leclerc going to box this lap? Possibly. We just went straight past him like he wasn't there. He is staying out. Now you see Hajar is lining up a move. "15 laps to go. We are just 16 seconds off the lead now. I wonder, are they going to try and go to the end? Porsche can't, surely. Surely Leclerc can't either, but Ocon, Max, Piastri, Gasly, maybe even Belajak, they might consider going to the end. It's not impossible that they'll do that. We might need to up our pace a little bit, just to cover that possibility. But while we're making progress like this and picking up easy overtakes, I'm loath to further stress the tyres. And there is Leclerc into the box. So this is a long stop here. Don't think he needs to change a wing. But he's going to be sat here for 10 seconds. Oh, and it's a slow stop as well. So Hajar is through on Belajax. 7th and 8th, less than 15 seconds away from Max now. Still lapping 1.5 to 2 seconds quicker. Next up, Piastri and Gasly. And we are lapping 2 seconds a lap quicker than them. And we still have full batteries to play with as well. And there we go, we're in the DRS of Piastri. And this race is turning out to be pretty straightforward and easy for us, which is because of that early red flag. Had we not had that, I don't think we would have had as easy a run as we've had tonight. Being able to switch from mediums to softs that early opened up a whole window of opportunity for us to really get some good pace out of old, used, well, not heavily used, but a set of used softs, and then have fresh softs to just blitz past the rest of the field, because they all went on to hards, bar 1 or 2 cars. I didn't expect the whole field to do that. I thought a lot of cars would probably switch to mediums and then maybe go back to softs again at the end. So we definitely got a bit of a lucky break on that one. Now, of course, we are kind of stuck. We'll have to force the issue a little bit here.
Try to pick up a bit more pace.
Can we box him in? Can we box him in? Yes, we can. And Behrman gets through past both of them. Beautiful stuff.
Not need to overpush it.
Now we've got to do the same with Isaac. Porsche, who was leading, is now down in 4th place, and we are just 1.2 seconds behind him. Less than that, we're in the DRS already. On up the inside into Ascari. Comfortably through. Behrman's already through against Porsche. Not wasting any time. 10 laps to go, and I do think they might. There goes Porsche into the pits. And Isaac will get the move done up the inside here. And there we go. Closing down Schumacher. We are 10.5 seconds away from the lead with 10 laps to go, and we are lapping much quicker. Behrman's in the DRS of Schumacher, so this should be a pretty quick and easy pass as well. And that was well defended from Mick there, annoyingly. Cost us a little bit of time there. There's a new fastest lap. A 120.7. That's 7 tenths quicker than we went. No, it's not. It's just fractionally quicker than we went. Because we went 120.7. Right, Behrman's got the move done. Using the battery to just stretch away from Mick, make it easier for Isaac to get through without having to burn his battery as well. But I think I might have to. Oh no, Mick is out of range. And there we go, around the outside. Gets the move done. Piastri has closed the gap. He's right there now. And the gap down to 8 seconds. Now we're going to turn the tyres up.
Okay, we need to
because I think it's pretty clear that they're going to try and go to the end. Ocon's going to be an easy pick, I think. Max will be a little trickier. Our tyres will probably be pretty close to his by the time we catch them up. I'm not going for the fastest lap. I'm not risking destroying these tyres. I want the win. Yet to win at this track in our hardcore series. The gap is coming down. No, Behrman.
Yeah.
Oh, and Ollie pulled over to... Isaac pulled over to let him through. That's let Mick back through. Damn it. That's just cost us 3-4 seconds. And that might have just cost us the chance of winning this race. Every year something happens that just steals the win from us. We still have good enough tyres. I might have to push them. I'm going to have to push them and hope.
I think we need to start getting a little bit quicker.
Yeah, copy.
Finished 8th. Nice. More points.
Five laps to go. Insane.
Right, that gap is coming down again, but long way to go. Yellow flag. It's behind us.
And there's
It's
been
an Alpine,
quite a crash.
I think. It is. Sonoda doing Sonoda things. Yeah, you did fuck up. Piastri and Schumacher going at it. You have to say Piastri is going to make that move done. Oh, look at their tyres. Tsunoda gets himself a penalty. That'll be added onto his race time, which will drop him behind Charles Leclerc and Stroll. And he's got wing damage as well, so he's probably going to have to box because he's bleeding time right now. We are 2 seconds a lap faster. There's 4 laps to go. This is going to go right down to the wire. I think Max might be trying to respond. Yeah, he went a second quicker on that lap.
Three laps to go.
I need to let them leapfrog. Five seconds to Ocon. Max is really pushing now, using up the last of those tyres. We're not going to catch Max. But we are hopefully going to catch Ocon.
Go back, come on, let's push.
Copy.
Nothing to over pushing.
Copy.
And the gap behind Ocon is the gap that we lost with that lockup. In fact, we would now be ahead of Ocon. And hunting down Max.
Trying to get him, get him.
Can I at least get a double podium if I can't get the win? I feel robbed. Got both cars in the DRS. Come on, boys. Isaac is through. Ollie's through. We finished 3 seconds behind, which is the gap that we lost. It's a puncture in front of us. Schumacher got a puncture at the end, and that dropped him all the way down to last and just lapped. But it is a double podium. The win at Monaco, at Monza, still eludes me in hardcore. We were looking so good until that lockup. We had everything under control. But at least we got a double podium. Sainz will take the fastest lap. Leclerc misses out on points. Tsunoda has retired from the race. So he's going to have to serve that penalty in qualifying next race at Singapore. Along with Albon also getting a penalty. It is Ocon in fourth. He ended up right behind us. I didn't even see where he came from. And Piastri will finish in fifth place. He signed Behrman after Miami on a $1 million salary as your reserve. Please tell me you didn't put him straight in the car.
Got everything right for this podium. They deserve nothing less.
But just look at this. The overwhelming excitement for those celebrating this achievement. So then, Karun, in terms of the Alfa Romeo team, how will they be feeling after that?
Well, they'll be so proud to have had both drivers on the podium. They're certainly doing something right.
And with that, our time in Italy is done for another year.
Yes, you signed him as a reserve, or yes, you signed him and put him in the car instead of Oscar.
Streets of Singapore.
That's a very much a Bethesda answer there. Is this a bug or a feature? Yes. There we go. Confirmation of the final result. It is another win for Max Verstappen, beating us by 2.5 seconds in the end. We would have overhauled him had it not been for the lockup. Isaac will take second place ahead of Ollie. That is a double podium for us here at Monza tonight. Ocon in fourth, finishes ahead of Oscar. Gasly up into sixth place. Belichak's getting some strong points tonight. Russell managed to get himself up into eighth place. Sainz, good recovery race for him, up 7 places to finish in ninth. Porsche all the way down in 10th in the end. Did not go well for him. And Sainz obviously getting that extra point for the fastest lap as well. Looking at the bottom half of the standings, there is Leclerc in 11th. That 10-second penalty of his was the difference between him getting points and not tonight. Stroll down in 12th place out of Giovinazzi. Then Norris, Maloney down in 15th. So neither Haas driver really doing very well today. Magnussen in 16th, and then Schumacher suffering a late puncture which ruined his race and dropped him to 17th and lapped ahead of Zhou, Albon and Tsunoda, all of which failed to finish. Albon and Tsunoda will have penalties to carry across into qualifying for Singapore. Let's take a look at the drivers' standings. Max is top of the drivers' standings, stretches his lead by an extra 10, so he's now 12 points clear of Ollie. Still very close though. No points for Charles Leclerc, and with 18 points and second place for Isaac, he closes the gap to just 31 points now behind Charles Leclerc. And Oscar Piastri 20 points further back in fifth, stretches himself away from Lando. Zhou stays 7th, Mick stays 8th. Ocon in 9th closes the gap to 9 points. Gasly in 10th gains another 8 points tonight as well. Looking at the bottom half of the standings, just a point for Porsche. No points for Maloney tonight. Russell picks up another 4 points. Sainz picks up 3. Tsunoda and Magnussen, no points for them. Belichak climbs 2 places above Giovinazzi and Stroll, doubling his score, and is now 6 away from Magnussen. 1 point clear of Giovinazzi. And Albon is last and only on 5 points. Let's see what the constructors' standings look like. Red Bull top with 420 points, but we again closed the gap a little bit. We outscored them by 8 points tonight. So we are 43 points behind on 377. AlphaTauri getting 10 points, are losing a little bit of ground to McLaren. 19 points, the gap there. Haas, a long way back in 5th on 104. 10 points clear of Mercedes, who did close that gap a little bit tonight. Aston Martin move above Alpine by a point. And then Ferrari pick up a few more points, but they are a distant 9th. And Williams down in 10th, still on just 29 points. In the pit stop competition, We got both cars in the top 10. Look at that. A 2.8 and a 3.2. And look at some of those pit stops. That's because a lot of cars didn't actually stop. They just went to the end on the hards. And the ones that did stop either had penalties or wing changes. Alpine, Williams, Ferrari, they all had wing changes. Leclerc only had a normal stop with a 10-second penalty. That doesn't get counted, but he did also have a bad stop at the same time. That's why he lost about 2 seconds there. That's why we outscored him. That's amazing that we managed to pick up some pretty solid points. We picked up 20 points tonight. That's glorious. And we move up 2 places in the standings above Haas and Aston Martin. Wow, I said my target was to finish in 9th. We're already in 8th. That's glorious. Can we score more points as the season continues? Williams also up 2 places. Meanwhile, at the top, Red Bull with just 6 points tonight. Alfa Tauri don't get any, so the gap increases a little bit more as well. Ferrari pick up solid points in 3rd place, pulling a long way clear of McLaren and hunting down Alfa Tauri a bit tonight. Mercedes, no points for them. Good points for Alpine. Good points for Williams, good points for us, 10 points for Haas. So we are 3 points ahead of them and 3 points behind Williams. There is still a lot to play for in the fight for 7th, 8th and 9th and 10th. Let's see how our drivers did. 15 successful overtakes, 14 failed for Isaac, 10 and 7 in defence. Take a look at Ollie. 15 and 18, 10 and 6, very similar numbers. Good racing performance from both, apart from that lockup. And let's see what the sponsors thought. Well, we didn't get the fastest lap, but luckily it was only an incentive. We did get 1 car into Q2 for $99,000, and then for the guarantees, we got both cars in the top. We also got both cars into Q3 and both. Actually, I said top 8, didn't I? Then qualifying, we got both into the top 10 there as well. So 3.5 mil, not bad. Extra 1.1 on our base rate. And now we have some parts to prep, ready for the next race. There is the new front wing, ready to go into manufacturing. Let's get that underway. We want 4 of those. There we go. We've got a new slot available. How much have I got left in the cost cap, I wonder? Let's get a front wing project underway. Actually, we're 7 days off. What have we got going through right now? 11, 18, 23. Yeah, let's do a side pod. Just so we can save that slot and the hours, or the front wing and the hours for when we get the new ATR. Let's improve engine cooling and airflow like that, so we get relatively even gains across the parts. We'll put 2 engineers onto that. We've got 36 mil left in the cost cap. That is encouraging, because that means with us just doing research now till the end of the year, we can probably afford to buy that new powertrain set for Isaac. Check our inbox. So, car inspection, we failed on a front wing. That's fine. We've got new front wings for the next Grand Prix. Not worried about that. Kenneth Crosby gets the F3 win. Nicholas Solov gets the F2 win. There is the rescheduling of the sponsor appearance for the 6th of January 1900. That was supposed to have been fixed. They obviously broke it again at some point. Spare side pods are ready. Got 2 of the Mark III suspensions. Where's the Mark IV? Please tell me it's in production. And I haven't forgotten to do it. It is. There we go. We've got 1. The next one will be ready in 5 days, so we will have a new suspension for both cars for the next race. I've got a slot available again now, so is there anything I need to make a spare of? two spare chassis, 2 spare rear wings, 2 spare side pods, 2 spare underfloors. So, no, I don't need to make anything. That's good. Let's check our facilities. Just 19 days away now from the factory upgrades. We could go ahead and start thinking about a design center upgrade. Wind tunnel, CFD, suspension, car part, they're all okay. Team hub, we could get that upgraded. That is worth 6.5 mil. We'll hang on for that for a little while, I think. Operational facilities, everything there is tickety-boo, hunky-dory. Right, let's advance time. Oh, no, wait, it's the end of a month, isn't it? So let's check in with our inbox. Again, those numbers not entirely accurate because A, we don't have the new parts on, B, other cars won't have replaced damaged parts yet either. We know about suspensions, know about the side pod. Let's check in with the board. What do they think? They should be delighted. And they are. Excellent stuff. We have now moved past our target, our long-term target. Excellent stuff. How did our drivers develop over the month of August? A point in cornering and a point in adaptability for Isaac, a point in braking and a point in adaptability for Ollie. His cornering definitely needs to improve. Is there a way I can improve his cornering and still work on the things I want to work on? Not really. Yeah, we're better off just leaving him on that. Right, let's check in on August in F1. Ferrari unveiled a new side pod, but apparently it's one of the worst on the grid. And they're working on a new suspension as well. Yeah, Ferrari having a mare at the moment. Freddie Vasseur is potentially getting sacked if we can be hired. Mike Crack is saying that Aston are not doing well. We know about that as well. And let's sort out our pit crew training for September. So a little bit of fatigue, but nothing too serious. We are going to go with some hardcore gym training for the last 2 days of that week. And then we'll do some split training for the first 2 days there. Excellent. And then we'll do some split training there as well. Okay. And then let's go for another week of heavy gym training. Now that we are finally starting to see some results. And there we go. We've got a sprint weekend coming up at Qatar, so I'm very well rested for that. That is our training schedule for the month. We've got 7 days to go. We should have a weather forecast, and it's going to be dry and hot and sunny on race day. There's the new ATR period. Dino Beganovic is out of contract at the end of the year. Martin Werner is out of contract at the end of the season. Let's see if there is somebody that we could hire, because I mean, he's got some really killer stats. Look at that high-speed downforce, is amazing, 96. He's got good stats here in DRS, medium and low speed, good in airflow sensitivity. but his cooling is appalling. Let's see if we can find somebody maybe a little bit more balanced. So he is head of aero. Peter Pedromo would be interested. Wow, it says a lot that Ian Gregg is turning his nose up at us, that Peter Pedromo is more than happy to come to us. I don't really want to take him away from Mercedes because they are starting to see some improvements. I think we'll stick with Martin Werner. We'll offer him a new contract. Morale is high, so we should be able to sign a new one pretty easily. Let's see, he's currently on 2.9. Let's see if he'll take 2.75. And we'll offer him 225. No, 250. As a signing bonus. And there we go. He will accept that contract. So Martin Werner is renewed for the next 5 seasons. Ho Rivera has done an excellent job. So we'll look at renewing his contract. We'll put him on a 3-year deal. Offer him 1.7 with an 80,000 signing bonus. And he wants a little bit more. Let's bump that up to 100. Give him a 4th season. And he'll take that. There we go. We'll leave Antoine Auclair. We need a new reserve driver to replace Dino Beganovic. Wow, there aren't any really super talented youngsters by the look of it. Not Jensen. Cannot race in F1 yet. He's 19 years old, but he hasn't done 2 seasons yet. So he hasn't got super license points. Nicholas Solov is a potential. Belajax won't sign. No, not now that he's a lead driver. Can you imagine Checo taking that? Shaw won't take it for the same reason. He's had a first team drive, nor will Bottas. Staniak is the reserve for Red Bull. Guerin is out of contract. Fine, Crawford. He wants a little bit more cash. Okay. We'll go to 1.5. Wow, he wants more than that. All right, let's go to 1.75. We'll up that to 100. There we go. Just covering this off just in case we end up staying here. Crawford is a talented youngster. New ATR has opened up, but we don't have any slots available yet. Not for another 4 days. Let's advance time. There we go, the underfloor project is done. So, we can now go ahead and start that front wing research project. We're going to dump half of our hours into this. So, 3.9 MAU hours. And 52 wind tunnel hours. There we go. 2 engineers on that. Job done. And then in 7 days' time, we'll do the same with either the rear wing or the underfloor. The front wing is ready to go on the car. The suspension is ready to go on the car. So let's get those on. Because I'll forget to do it tomorrow if I don't. And that is it for tonight. So we are still chasing that first win at Monza, but we came mighty close tonight. A double podium is an excellent result. Very happy with that in the grand scheme of things. We did lose a little bit of ground to Max in the Drivers' Championship. As you can see, that gap is now 12 points, up by 10. But Isaac has closed down Charles Leclerc. And we have closed down Alfa Romeo overall, Red Bull overall in the constructors' standings. So it's been a bit of a mixed bag in the tables, but a pretty successful race overall. Got to be very happy with a double podium at Monza. So fingers crossed, those new parts that we've just put on the car will give us a nice little edge going into Singapore. We will check that when we come back tomorrow at the usual time of 8 p.m. Until then, that's it from me. Thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed tonight's race. If you have, please drop a like. I will be back with more F1 Manager very soon.